User can use Power Platform capabilities along with Azure AI Builder to automatically scan a receipt and punch an expense report digitally. It saves a lot of time, manual entry, and also reduces the error. Besides filing an expense report, the user has the capability to send that report into their SAP systems or any other backend systems for financial transactions if you're using Power Platform Premium Connector. Also, there's approval mechanism at the backend used by Power Automate Flow, which triggers approvals in both in Teams and Outlook. The solution components that's used is Power Platform, Premium Connector, Azure AI Builder, Office 365, and Power Automation. Let's head into the demo and see how it all works together. I'm on my I'm on my mobile device, and I'm going to log into the app and show you how it all comes together. As you can see, it's a mobile-driven experience. It works seamlessly well with Android and iOS tablets and desktop as well. So as an user, I'm logging into an expense report screen. What do I see here is various buttons in terms of open, pending, approved, rejected, status of my reports. There's none open, there's none pending, but there's one that has been approved and there's none rejected. And if you want, you can list all of them. You can use filter based on the timelines that if you want to see the report, and you can sort based on the date as well. Now, these details can come from your existing HCM system or your expense system or your financial systems. It could be Dynamics 365, it could be SAP or any other third party systems. Now, let's go ahead and file a sample expense report, and we will see how the AI builder plays a role here in automation. So I click on create new invoice at the top. It allows me to create an expense report. So this is nothing but a report, and then we will file the claims within the report. And you have various GL codes and cost center, if you will, and these are configurable. And we just want to make sure the user doesn't type a lot. In this case, we would just go with CCBA, and then we give our comments for what this expense report is all about. So now the report has been created. The next step is to add the expense files. Now, you still have an option here to go ahead and delete this if you want to do it again, or if you want to edit it, that's totally fine because it's not submitted yet. We haven't attached the bills. So now let's go ahead and attach those bills. So I click on add new line item, and this is where I'm using the AI builder capabilities. So as a user, you don't want to type anything manually. There could be a lot of bills. You don't want to type each line items and stuff like that. You could either scan that receipt by taking a photo of the bill, or if you have it in a local system, that's totally possible. So in this case, I'm going to choose a file with the bills and see how it works. So I have a few bills in here. I would go with the first one. And the bill is nothing but from a 7-Eleven store. It scans the bill using the AI receipt builder. As you can see, it kind of scanned pretty much everything that is relevant. Name of the vendor, the total of that bill, the transaction date as well. So all you have to do is attach that to a category, and then a description. So it kind of makes life much easier for the users. Again, you could train this model to capture even more details if you want to. For example, in some cases, they wanted to capture the GSTs and stuff like that. That's totally possible. But the goal here is to automate as much as possible, right? So this is a very old bill, so I just have to change the transaction date. As you know, we filed this expense for April, month of the April. So we would go ahead and change that to April, for example, and then we click on save. So that particular line item is now created, as you can see here. And again, you can delete it before you want to submit to your manager or finance team. And if you want to take a look at the attachment, you can click on this button and you would see the expense that was logged in. As you can see, 711 is the one. That is the total expense. It's paid on cash and they got a balance of 2.89 cents. Now, what we will also do is we will go ahead and add another line item, which is like scanning in another report or an expense file. So I go ahead and choose a file, come to my demo file folder, click on bills. I choose a pretty complicated one just to show you the art of possibilities. As you can see here, it's an old bill from Walmart. I believe it has about 15 to 20 line items, and it only took a few seconds to quickly scan and get you all the necessary details that you need to file this expense. You don't want to type all this since spending time. As you can see, it quickly captured everything, and then the total is here. Again, all you have to do is drag down this and then say it's a business need, and then give some description. You could automate this as well if you want to, but the context is the same. And again, we'll go back and change the invoice timeline to April the 6th and click on save. So we added two expenses to a expense report. And if you want to see this particular bill, you click on this icon and it will show you the complicated bill that I just scanned using Azure AI Builder. So now the final step is to submit. So all you have to do is click on submit and you would get an alert notification saying it's been sent for approval. And then quickly you could see the status of pending items or bucket would have this particular expense report listed there as pending. Now, if I click on that, you would go ahead and see all of these details, but you don't have option to delete or change this because it's gone to your manager or to your finance team for approval. So I have keyed in my own credentials here, email ID that is, for approval for the demo purpose. But it's very easy for you to send this to a team or a gal or a Teams group or anyone that you want to. It's configurable. Okay. Now, as the next step, what we have to do is we go back to Teams and Outlook and see how that approval is flowing. As you can see here, there's an activity alert here, and I go ahead and click at the top, and that's my Power Automate flow approval, which took those expense report that I just filed using my Power Apps. This view is only available for the approvers. It could be the manager, HR, or whoever that is. Now, because I'm the only person doing both the stuff, so you would see my name here as well as the requester. But in a real scenario, it would be your manager or HR manager or finance, correct? So now let's go ahead and approve this. And it's all instantaneous, triggered automatically by Power Automate. And you hear the sound that it's been approved. So that particular job is done. And a user also would get triggered. Hey, it's been approved by XYZ. And if you want to go and look into that, if I click on this, it would take me to the Power Apps itself. So you know where to go and look. So just by the click of that link, I'm back in Power App. Now, once I refresh, as you can see, from pending, it has moved on to the approved list. If I click on approved, you would see those two two expense report. The one that we created is at the top. So That's almost part of the demo, but we could also send that into Outlook for you to have an email alert as well in terms of the workflow activities. As you can see at the top, that expense report has been approved and it's available in email as well. So you have various options. Either you want to just deal with it everything in Teams, that's totally fine. If you want to deal everything with Outlook approvals, that's totally fine and possible. And if you want both, that's also possible. And with this, I'm going to end this particular use case and this demo. I hope it was insightful. Thank you.